Hey guys, Kika Charmass here, and today I will be your judge, jury, and your analyst. And yes, I am still at my hotel. So, this one's gonna actually be pretty quick. Pangoro isn't the greatest thing in the world, unfortunately, just giving you a heads up, but it might be good down the road if Pangoro does happen to get another move like counter or something like that. It can actually be pretty beastly. So, putting that out there, Pangoro has potential, but as of right now, it's not the greatest thing in the world. So, if you do view and like this video, I appreciate y'all, but you don't have to stay for the party because Pangoro isn't that great. But I wanted to cover it anyways because Pancham is a very loved Pokemon. The cute panda Pokemon is actually one of my favorite Pokemon from this generation. It's so cute and adorable, and it's adorable. That's all you need to know about. Anyways, for Pangoro, as you see here, Pangoro has a ridiculously high attack and stamina stat. It's pretty similar to, I would say, like Yveltal, just because of the way its stats kind of go out. High attack, high stamina. But, as you see here, it is a fighting and dark Pokemon, which makes it very interesting. It's basically like, it's basically a Scrafty, in a sense. So, it's basically Scrafty without counter, and a really good charge moveset. So, if you had to make a really good comparison, it would be Scrafty versus Pangoro. And for the most part, Scrafty takes the cake, so just to put that out there. Now, because it is a dark and a fighting type, it carries the same weaknesses as Scrafty does. It gets deleted by Charmers. It also loses to other fighters, most other fighters, which is actually pretty hilarious. It is weak to flying types. However, it does double resist dark types, as well as Ghost, Psychic, and Rock. Pangoro does have some interesting use because of its moveset, and the fact that it also sports Night Slash. And as you see here, its moveset has Snarl, Night Slash, and Close Combat. So, Pangoro can be very, very interesting. It can do a heavy amount of damage over time because of its high attack stat. But because it doesn't have a great fast move, even though Snarl is a very good move, it really limits Pangoro's potential in any league, sadly. And also, counter users are very powerful. In comparison to Scrafty, Pangoro doesn't have, even though Night Slash does give you a boost in attack, it's not guaranteed. Along with that, if again, like Scrafty, if you see a Charmer, you get deleted. Also, the only way to really get Pangoro is to raid for it as of right now. Again, it's kind of not Stardust friendly because it costs 50,000 dust, and yeah, as you see here. And last time I checked as well, there's a special requirement for you to evolve it. So I'm gonna look at it real quick. I think the requirement is to catch like dark types or something like that. Yeah, you have to catch 32 dark types. So it has a requirement as well. So you have to do a lot of extra stuff just to get Pangoro, and Pangoro just isn't. Even though Goro is super cool for Mortal Kombat, unfortunately, this panda does not have 4 arms, and it doesn't do super well in any league. Just a heads up. But it does have a pretty sweet shiny form. As you see, the shiny form is like bright red, etc. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, here is everyone's favorite website. It is mine. As I always say, please consider contributing to people.com. You can do so right here. So for Pangoro's rankings, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at it blanket wise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, search Pangoro, and then overall we can see where it goes. As you see, Pangoro is at 174 in Great League. The interesting part, it does give Galarian Stunfisk and Phantom. Well, it can beat it in the one shield just because you could double close combat and just delete, like, you could pretty much just delete like steel types. It also beats Umbreon, Hypno, and Abomasnow. Sadly, it loses against a lot of dominant open Great League meta. As you see here, Skarmory, Olomeric, Azu, Galvantula, and it can lose to other pseudo fighters. So it's not exactly the greatest thing in the universe just because of its like, and it's very, very weird. It can be very, very good. However, I think what really limits Pangoro is the fact that it is a dark type. Yes, you get that psychic type resistance. However, there's a lot of things that will kill you. A lot. So as you see here, Pangoro doesn't do great in all dimensions as far as like lead, closer, etc. If you're going to use it though, use it in the lead or closer because you can break shields or just close out. As with Snarl users, you can also bank energy and fire off a whole bunch of charge moves. And as you see here, it's very glassy, it's volatile, technical, and consistent. So the glass cannon part is really what the problem is. It's because of it has low defense, it's pretty much is a glass cannon. It's spammy and it will give you shield pressure, but like I said, because it's so glassy in Great League, it can be a little bit of a problem. Unfortunately, it doesn't change much for Ultra League. As you see here, Pangoro ranks at number 97. What makes Pangoro interesting in Ultra League is that it actually does pretty decent as a closer from what I've analyzed, just because you can smack the unholy crap out of Giratina and Melmetal. So Pangoro does have like one new closer potential, but as you see here, losing to Swampert is not a good idea. Swampert runs pretty rampant around Go Battle League as well as Cresselia, so those two Pokemon are very, very dominant. So because of that, Pangoro unfortunately is not really good in Open Ultra League. Like I said, it does have closer potential, but overall it is not a great Pokemon. Sadly, Premier doesn't save it at all. If you take away Legendaries and Mythicals, it's kind of interesting. Now, the thing about it is, here's an interesting fact. Pangoro actually can beat Empoleon and Kingdra, so this might give the Empoleon Double Dragon team a little bit of a problem, but not really too much of an issue. So if you look down here, and you go down to the keys, you see here, we get, so it's not too useful. So if you look around, yeah, if you go to the bottom here, pretty much the same thing. It does better in the lead in Premier, but unfortunately, it's just not that. It's still not great, no matter how much you put it out. So, but it still puts pretty much the same negatives as Great League. It's it does give shield pressure and spams, but it's not super bulky, and it's not really consistent. That's pretty much a huge problem. But like I said, the only potential it has in Ultra Premier is that the fact that you might be able to do well against Empoleon Double Dragon. Other than that, losing to pretty much all the relevant starter community Pokemon plus Dragonite Gallade and getting deleted by Confusion users is not great. And Master League, yeah, we're not going to go there. But it actually does decently well in Master League at number 77. As with anything with fighting, you take down our dark types, you will take out the Dialga Giratina core Dialga and Giratina pretty comfortably. However, the funny thing is Pangoro actually uses to Yveltal, so Yveltal loses to another dark type, which is pretty funny. It also loses to Dragonite, Gyarados, Kyogre, etc. So not super great, unfortunately, in Open Master League. Same thing for Master League Classic. Not too much. It gets stronger, but not too much. Same justifications as Master League as to why Pangoro isn't that great. Too bad it's not number 69, though, because this would be the greatest Pokemon in the entire universe. And, of course, we would go, our last but not least, we have Master League. Where's Master League class? Where's Premier Cup? Oh, Master League. Oh, Master League Classic, blah, 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 blah. I swear I'm missing something. Oh, it seems that, no, I think that's it. I don't think in Premier Cup it would be great either. In Premier Cup's meta, it has Premier Cup's meta with Metagross and Togekiss dominated. Pangoro gets deleted again by Charmers, so even in Master Premier it wouldn't do too great, just from first glance. In fact, any team that has a Togekiss is pretty much your worst nightmare, because effectively Pangoro gets walled by a Togekiss. Alright, so Pangoro, I'm not going to do a Matrix on Pangoro because for a bad Pokemon I normally just do a multi-battle, because it gives you a little blanket, a little easier to see like just how, as you see, Pangoro is super glassy, and as you see in the 2-shield scenario, it doesn't do bad. So this is Great League. 69, it rounds to 69%, which is a very mighty number. Unfortunately, it's not exactly 69, so it's super bad. I'm just kidding. Anyways, as you see here, Pangoro does have a good battle rating in the 2-shield, but you get destroyed by Charmers. That's pretty much the biggest thing. You get destroyed by Charmers as well as Confusion users. And ironically, you will also lose to other fighters because you are a dark type. So as it loses shield as well, Pangoro's effectiveness starts to wane a little bit, because things with Snarl kind of need shields or energy lead. As you see here, it starts going down as you start losing shields. And of course, with anything with shield advantage, it does very well. However, a strat that you can do with Pangoro is that you can give it shield advantage. As you see in the 1-0s or the 2-0s, most Pokemon do well, but Pangoro will nuke 94% of the Pokemon, of every available Pokemon. 2 shields also does very well. So it does very well with shields just because of the fact that it has close combat Night Slash. So you can nuke a lot of things. Unless it's a Charmer, then you cry and you die. And the 2-0s, even with shield advantage, Pangoro's value does go up, but again, Pangoro overall isn't a great mon. For Great League. For Ultra League, we shift everything around a little bit. In the 2 shield, and here's what you get. So we do the 2 shield, hit battle, and then as you see in Ultra League, Pangoro does a little better, as you see here, again, but it pretty much follows the same pattern. It'll start waning a little bit without shields. As you see when you go to 1 shield, starts moving down. 69.5 is a mighty number, but as you see Pangoro in Ultra League, well, this is open Ultra League, it starts going down, and then pretty much the exact like same scenario as Great League. So as you see with shield advantage, you do start having used to, like, you could still destroy a lot of things just because, like I said, Snarl nuke potential. So you can kind of use Pangoro as a nuke style Pokemon, but still not effectively as great. So if we put everything in the 2 shield as you see here, and then even if we use it in Premier Cup, not too valuable. So Pangoro, as you see, Pangoro does do somewhat well in Premier Cup at 74, but Confusion users as well as Charmers will delete you. As you start losing shields, your effectiveness starts waning as well. So as you see, Pangoro pretty much needs shields to be effective or have shield advantage or energy advantage to do a lot of damage. And we're not going to get started with Master League. So Pangoro Master League would probably do, like, Pangoro in Master League meta doesn't do particularly well. It does well, but here's the thing. So if we go to all Pokemon, Pangoro at this, I'm just going to do Master League Classic. So as a thing, because Premier, it's pretty much the same thing. So it does well, but again, it gets deleted by Charmers. You can beat things like, you can defeat like Dialga, etc. So there is some justification to use Pangoro, but then again, like, rather than use Pangoro, if you're going to beat Steel typings, there are better Pokemon out there. For example, like Therian Landorus form, or Groudon, or like, what is it? Excadrill. Excadrill is actually a better, like, Steel type, like, if you're trying to go after Steel types because of Pangoro. Just to put that out there. Also, Steel types, like, the ground Steel types, like, or like Steel types in general, they're like, for example, Excadrill can beat Togekiss, where Pangoro gets deleted by it. But as you see in Master League, it's kind of the same story. As you start losing shields with Pangoro, you pretty much die a whole lot. So that's pretty much the blanket data, like, blanket analysis as far as, like, scenarios go. So even if you ran a Matrix against most things, Pangoro would do really well with shields. But as you start losing shields, you start losing a whole lot of matchups just because of Snarl users do need Snarl. Most, like, if it's not bulky, like, per se a Mandibuzz, it does need shields to be effective. You're basically going to use Pangoro as a nuke Pokemon or to break shields. And if you see a Charmer, you pretty much die. And that's it. That's all. I'm losing. I really need to get back in a rhythm after coming back from Vegas. But again, I appreciate all your guys' support. Pangoro, unfortunately, isn't the greatest thing in the world. As you see here from all the data, it can be useful as kind of a nuke Pokemon. However, there are kind of better things out there for that. And Pangoro in all leagues, there's like better replacements for it. I would say Scrafty is better than Pangoro for both Great League and Ultra League, just because you do have Power Punch as a bait move and Foul Play to nuke. And Scrafty is insanely powerful and works well with many lines compared to Pangoro, who unfortunately doesn't have the overpowered fast move, which is counter. If it had counter, Pangoro might be a nightmare. You might be able to use it. It might have a lot more use, but unfortunately, as of right now, Pangoro is not great. And sadly, it's Pancham and Pangoro are pretty popular Pokemon, but unfortunately, as of right now, it's not extremely strong. It needs a better fast move, and because it's glassy, it's not super great. But basically, you can see what I mean. If you want it, go for it, but the fact that it's raid locked doesn't help its case either. It's not worth raiding a whole bunch of Panchams just to get a good Pangoro for PvP, especially if you are a free-to player or If Pangoro is your favorite Pokemon, by all means, go right ahead. But other than that, there's really no justification to use Pangoro. That's sadly, because it's just not that great in all leagues. Again, it's a nice to have. I would get a nice one just in case, but as of right now, Pangoro is not going to be great for Go Battle League anytime soon. Really appreciate your guys' support. Again, thank you for all the support. Thanks to you guys, I am a part of an esports team, and I have a great sponsor. I have great sponsors, so I appreciate you guys. Good luck in Go Battle League sets. And yes, I'm still in Vegas, so regular content uploads will be on soon. So, I mean, not in Vegas, but I'm still in my hotel. But regular content will resume shortly, and I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can do so on the bottom right. If you put your mouse above it, you can subscribe very easily. Good luck in Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.